And welcome, everybody, to another episode of Come Play With Us, Danny, the horror movie review podcast, hosted by me and my sister Megan. Welcome, welcome,
Hello.
welcome back.
Hello, kids.
It's a new episode. And before we get into this episode, make sure to go to our YouTube page at Come Play With Us Danny Show and hit that subscribe and notification bell to get our new episodes that drop. And also go to Anchor.fm, Amazon Music, Google Play, and Spotify to subscribe to the audio version of this show.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay! You're looking very Grizzly Adams. What are we doing here?
So I'm gonna grow this down until I get a haircut, which is in another week. So I have to go away for business for a week for training. So I figured, hey, why not just let it go? And then when I get a haircut, I'll get my beard trimmed as well. And,
Are you gonna let Avery put beads in it too?
I might do that.
Okay.
But until then, it'll be grown out like Grizzly Adams. So anyways, thanks for joining us for another episode of the show. We've got a good review tonight and lots and lots and lots of horror movie news
that you're very excited over.
I am. I mean, we've got a ton. Lots of stuff has happened. So, but anyways, we will get into our movie review of Haunt. Haunt is a 2019 American slasher film written and directed by Scott Beck and Bryan Woods. The film stars Katie Stevens, Will Brittain, and Lauryn McClain. Plot of this movie, kind of pretty straightforward. It's on Halloween night. A group of friends go to this one of those scare houses, and it turns pretty deadly and pretty gruesome. This movie was made on a budget of I don't know, but it made $2.4 million. I know this was big on streaming. Like when it came on Amazon and like Vudu and all those streaming services, it became like somewhat of a cult horror hit. I think I found out about Haunt like through the grapevine. Like I think I found out about it through like watching like YouTube reviews of this movie, because it was kind of like it had like the buzz that like Terrifier did when Terrifier came out. Even though this movie came out, I think right around the same time Terrifier 1 came out.
Yeah, so, it was like right around the time it was.
Yeah, so when I found out, I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And I think I did watch it on like Halloween weekend with the wife. And my first like kind of 5 minutes into this movie is like, okay, it's one of those low budget movies that you see on Amazon Prime. We watched the trailer. It's like really low budget. It's got the really bad acting, really bad camera work. It's got like the really dumb kills, but I was really surprised about this movie. It was really good. Like I loved Haunt. It was like after the movie and the credits rolled, I was impressed. What did you think?
Well, I actually stumbled across this. I think we were just looking for something to watch, and I was on Hulu, and I'm like, all right, well, this looks interesting. Again, this looks like a low-budget film. I will agree.
Right.
I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to, because it doesn't really have anybody in it that you would know. Right. And usually those type of movies, you watch it for the first 10 minutes, and it's like, ugh, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I think this one, it kept my interest the whole time. It seemed a little long in the tooth, like right in the middle of it, but it kept giving just the weirdest little side turns. Right. Like, I think the point where I was kind of like, all right, well, this is interesting, was when the guys' masks kept coming off. And they were like modified, like their faces were mods. I was like, all right, well, this is interesting. This is actually Eli Roth actually helped produce this movie. You know that, right?
I do know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, some of those movies that you come across, they're just like on Hulu and Vudu and all these other things that don't look like they've really been publicized a lot. Right. They're usually not that great, but I actually thoroughly liked it.
I do remember where I found out about it. I'm a big subscriber to Chris Stuckman, and Chris Stuckman is a YouTube movie review guy, and he's a big fan of horror. And I came across his review of Haunt. Okay. And the positive review he gave of it, I was like, you know what? If Chris Stuckman is gonna give it a positive review, I'm definitely gonna like check it out, because if he's got a stamp of approval on it, I'm definitely gonna watch. So here's a trailer for it. Now, like at first glance, you think, okay, low budget.
Yep. In the middle of the woods.
Middle of the woods, no named actors. It's probably going to be about 90 minutes of like just dumb stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then like as the movie gets going, it's to me it was like really fresh. Mm-hmm. It was like a fresh funhouse, haunted house type movie where, you know, the people that were working the haunted house are really gonna kill you. They don't give a shit. Like,
No.
I like that part with the creepiness of like the body. Like, I remember that part at the beginning where, you know, you think it's theatrics and it turns out to be somebody who actually really got murdered.
Yep.
I think overall the performances from the actors were actually like that scene was really cool.
That was a really creepy.
That was
scene.
a really cool scene. That reminded me of the haunted house they had at Halloween Horror Nights a long time ago. It was like part of Insidious where they had all the clowns.
Oh yeah.
Remember that
one? Yeah.
It reminded me of that, and it reminded me of like this could be like a good haunted house at like at Halloween Horror Nights, the way they kind of presented the movie. But like it was overall like a fun, like slasher horror movie. I think maybe there's a couple of points that's nitpicking about maybe over the topness, but I think quality wise with, you know, the kills and to be honest with you, it wasn't that gory, but it was gory enough to where it was a good slasher movie. If that makes any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. You know why? Because the type of kills and the type of semi-goriness it had in it, it was definitely giving Eli Roth-ness.
Vibes, yeah.
Because the scene where, if you guys just saw that, the scene where the hammer was going into the guy's mouth, he actually ripped off the kid's face. And a lot of those scenes are indicative of Eli Roth. His stuff is not overly gory, but it's enough to where you're like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? Like, you know, and it doesn't leave you, like, you know, Terrifier can be over the top with things.
Well, I mean,
I know.
It's over the top.
I know. But this is not, to me, this wasn't completely over the top. It was enough to where it kept your interest and it didn't seem extremely silly, I guess, if that makes sense.
No, it does. Because movies like these where you come across them on Amazon where they're like those really, you know, they've got really bad reviews and it's just could be a good time. But it wasn't to the point where it was like over the top dumbness where it was like, and like, I'll probably get crucified because of this, but almost over the top dumbness like Terrifier was at some points in the movie.
Yeah, but Terrifier though was supposed to be dumb, and
True.
And that was the Damien Leone. That was his. That's kind of the, for those. I apologize. I have like a Barry White thing going on here, but Damien Leone. That's the way he does his movies. It is over the top. It is dumb, and there's a lot of stupid points. Now there is some things in this movie that I think they could have left out. Like the scene where there's the hammer scene, but like the scene with her, the main character's ex-boyfriend showing up.
Yeah.
That to me kind of felt like a filler. Like it was just kind of like you had to add something extra at the end. I wasn't. I'm like, all right, cool. The abusive ex-boyfriend. Just
kind
somebody else.
Kind of like what the use of the dude across the hall in Scream 6, where not needed.
the boyfriend all of a sudden.
Yeah, the boyfriend all of a sudden not needed
Yeah.
in Scream 6. There is one actor that I do recognize in this movie is the guy that it's the fat guy in the movie.
What is he from?
He's like a character actor in a bunch of films. He was in like Entourage. He was in My Best Friend's Girl, like the fat kid.
Okay.
Where he's kind of like an a-hole, and then sometimes he's not. That's like the only that guy right there.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it. But other than that, it's a lot of no-name actors. But I think overall they did a really good job. With the acting of this. I don't think there was a weak actor or actress in this movie where you could get annoyed with them, and where you're almost rooting for them to die. So because I kind of wanted all of them to survive, and you know, obviously none of them. You know,
none of them really did.
None of them really did. But yeah, if you have a good guilty pleasure one weekend or want to wait till Halloween, definitely check out Haunt. It's a great movie overall. So I hope this guys make a sequel to this because I think that would be great.
I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, you know, however, this goes back to definitely like I wouldn't be out in the middle of nowhere going to a haunted house.
Yeah, that's your first mistake. Why would you go out in the middle of nowhere to a haunted house?
You happen to pull over and all of a sudden a lighted sign pops up.
Yeah,
I'm good. Like
there's only a couple cars there. There's nothing else.
Yeah, man. And then they're asking for your phones.
Yeah.
And see, I am a horror movie Halloween haunted house junkie. I love this stuff. However, this would not be me. This is not there's no way in hot hell that I would actually do any of this at all.
See, I would do this if there was more cars in the parking lot. Like if there was more cars,
no.
If there's more cars in the parking lot, then I would be like, I'm all for it. Let's do this. But other than that,
even controlled environments, like if you've seen Hellfest.
Yes.
Dumb movie, however.
Yeah, dumb movie.
But still, in controlled environments, stupid shit can happen then too. So it's kind of a give or take. But I would not be out in the middle of nowhere all of a sudden. Hey guys, let's just go to this warehouse that looks somewhat okay. This clown that's handing over a key, and then you hand over his the phones.
That's actually everybody's first mistake, is going somewhere where the first person you see is somebody in a clown mask too as well.
Oh yeah, that was your biggest mistake.
That's your first mistake. So,
yeah.
Anyways, Haunt, great movie, check it out. And now movie news. All right, speaking of Terrifier 3 or Terrifier 3 is going to get a wide theatrical release planned for the third movie. Obviously, it was a box office hit and success with both critics and moviegoers, so they're going to be making sure this movie gets a wide release this time to make even more money next time for Terrifier.
I'm excited.
3.
I'm excited over that.
I'm excited, but I'm almost like Terrified out, to be honest with you, because
okay.
I mean, how much more over the top can you do?
I mean, no, I agree. I agree on that. I agree most definitely. That's what I was getting at. I was like, how much more?
Yeah, so that's why
can we make this disgusting and weird?
That's why I'll wait till it goes on streaming, because how much more? How much more over the top can you get? Because I can see this Terrifier in space. There you go.
Please don't. No,
yeah.
Please don't. I can't. I'm not going to be
Terrifier
able to deal with that.
goes to Manhattan. Like, if it's a wide release, I think that's great, because I think that shows like independent films like this can grab an audience and make money off of like what the budget that they had and make millions of dollars off. That's great. But to me, I'm Terrified out. Like if it three's the capper of the trilogy, that's cool. I'm done. You don't need to do the fourth one.
I wouldn't be going to I can't go to the theaters for this. There's no way. I would have to wait till it comes on streaming because of the fact that I can't spend my money to go and watch this in the theater. Right. I would rather stay at home and watch it I haven't. All the other movies I've seen have all been on home, and I just can't justify going to the theaters and seeing this. Now, would I go to the theaters to see other people's reaction? Yes.
Yes.
But would I waste my money on it? Absolutely not.
All right, moving along. Yeah, we all remember horror movies in the 80s.
Yes.
Do you remember any ones that really kind of stuck out as almost... I mean, obviously there's a lot of cheesy ones in the 80s, but this one had like a lot of sequels that were unnecessary and starred a legendary actor that starred in Star Wars and Willow. Where's me pot of gold? Where's me gold?
Warwick Davis?
Well, yeah, he played Leprechaun. So Lionsgate is going to be rebooting the Leprechaun franchise with a new movie directed by Felipe Vargas. Yes. I didn't know there was 8 films, but there's 8 Leprechaun films to date. And now they're going to be rebooting Leprechaun without Warwick Davis as the Leprechaun.
But why would you not put Warwick Davis in it? He's not old or dead.
Yeah, but if I was Warwick Davis, I'd be like,
no.
He's Warwick Davis. Like, he doesn't need to do a reboot of the Leprechaun. Maybe as a cameo, he comes in as himself. But not where's me gold? Where's me gold?
Are they gonna have Jennifer
Aniston? See, that would be great. If you had a meta version of Leprechaun where they're both in it, and Jennifer Aniston is killed in it as a meta version of herself, that would be kind of fun.
I don't know how that would be.
That'd be kind of fun. So, anyways, it is coming back, a reboot of Leprechaun.
Of all the things to pick for a fucking reboot,
I know.
What?
I know.
Come on now.
So we are both fans of the Alien franchise.
Yes.
Some movies other than others, because there have been some missteps in the Alien franchise. But now the new Alien movie that is coming, There is a release date for Alien. There's no official title for it yet, but there is a new Alien movie coming out August 16th, 2024, directed by none other than Fede Alvarez of Evil Dead and Don't Breathe, which I like the director of it. I like that. That's a good choice for a director for an Alien movie. Now, apparently this movie is going to be set in between Alien and Aliens, but it'll have no correlation, no connection with Ripley.
So no Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver has come out and said she is done playing Ripley.
Do you blame her?
No, I don't blame her either.
Okay.
She's off doing Avatar movies now until she's like 90 years old. So.
Whatever.
Yeah, she's playing a 16-year-old alien right now in Avatar. So.
Oh God!
But yeah, this ninth entry in the popular Alien series will follow a group of young people in a distant world finding themselves in confrontation with the most terrifying life form in the universe. I'm interested in seeing what the plot is going to be of this new Alien film, because if you try just to kind of just to do another Alien film with just the kind of the same plot. Oh, hey, we're on another distant planet. Oh, we found some eggs. Oh, one face hugger, and then it just terrorizes everybody. Then it's just going to be another cash grab. But if you've got a director like this attached to the movie, then there's hope. Because he did a great job with Evil Dead.
Okay, I will agree.
And Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe was pretty good too.
Yes, Don't Breathe was actually a really good movie, and he did do a really good job with Evil Dead. That I will definitely say. Mm-hmm. I'm scared for the effects.
See, I'm not, because he did a lot of practical with Evil Dead.
He did a lot of practical with Evil Dead, but doing Alien is completely different because you have such...
Well, then you have to keep it practical with the Alien. With the Xenomorph, you have to keep it practical because they've misstepped it before where they've used CGI and it looks really hokey.
CGI, yeah, and which movie? I don't remember which one was that.
Alien,
Resurrection.
Resurrection had CGI Alien. Even Alien 3 had a CGI Alien.
And it just looked horrible.
And then the Alien versus Predator movies, they had CGI Alien. So if you're going to do this new Alien movie that's set in between Alien and Aliens, you have to have practical effects, which I think hopefully they will do.
Okay. Well.
But I'm just wondering what the
storyline's
the story is going to be, yeah. Because if you're just sending off another group of people to another alien-infested planet, it's just we've been there before. You know what I mean?
Millions of times with other movies.
Yes.
Also.
And now that obviously it's probably not going to be connected. So there's an Alien television series that's coming out on Hulu.
Oh God.
That's going to be set on Earth, which is going to focus around the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. So I don't know how they're going to do that too. It's yeah. Okay. I know they're bleeding out the xenomorph of this franchise. Anyways,
H.R. Geiger will be rolling around in his grave right now.
That's Anyways, so the much delayed Marvel's Blade movie is coming. It's going to be a release date. It's funny enough, it's going to be released on Valentine's Day of 2025. Oh. Right now, the production has been shut down because of the writer's strike, but now they do have an official release date for the new Blade movie starring Mahershala Ali, which I think is a great casting choice for Blade. And Mia Goth is going to be in Blade too as well.
Mia Goth.
Yes, Mia Goth.
Congratulations.
Which I think she is going to be the villain of the story, which I think is a great choice. Because we all know how crazy she can be.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to Pearl in another review.
Yes.
So yes, the Blade, Valentine's Day 2025.
I'm actually kind of excited about that. I did enjoy all the Blade movies.
Yes.
That was something I really enjoyed watching.
So we're big fans of James Wan. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Big, here and there.
Here and there, yes.
His dream project, and I did see the trailer for Insidious: The Red Door. I think it looks pretty good. Even it's directed by Patrick Wilson, who stars in the movie as well. I think it looks really good. It's kind of like going back to the vibe of the first film.
Yes.
So, but James Wan, he said his ultimate dream project is do a movie about the Call of Cthulhu. Which, do you know what Cthulhu is?
Yes, I know what Cthulhu is.
Yes, so his dream project is the Call of Cthulhu. So he said probably in about 5 years he's going to do a movie about the Call of Cthulhu. So
all right, we'll see. Insidious: The Red Door. It was not a franchise that I was a big fan of, but this movie does look good, so I will probably end up seeing it. So.
Yep. Well, we're in the summertime, and what better way to start off the summer by having a release of Jaws 2 swimming onto 4K Ultra HD this summer. Jaws 2 will be out on 4K Ultra HD on July 4th this year. What were your thoughts of Jaws 2? Worthy follow-up to Jaws? or unnecessary?
I would actually have to say it was a worthy follow-up.
Okay.
I'm Jaws, as you know, is probably one of the first horror movies that I actually saw. And I think Jaws 2 was a good follow-up on it. Was it hokey? Probably yes.
Yes.
But most movies then were somewhat hokey as it was. But it was enough to, I mean, and I think that movie, the shark was shown a little too much with the mechanical errors and whatnot still in that movie. But I actually really enjoyed watching 1 and 2. Now 3 at SeaWorld.
Jaws at SeaWorld.
I mean, it was supposed to be in 3D, and, you know, I watched it. You watch it just for a joke, just because it's funny.
Especially with a slow-moving shark that comes closer and closer, and you think
with
it's...
the green screen, and it's like this.
And then
yes.
it's... Yeah. But the funny thing was, for Jaws 3, it had a great cast. I mean, you had Dennis Quaid, you had Leah Thompson, you had Louis Gossett Jr., you had some stars of the 80s in that movie, but it was ultimately crap.
Yes, it was crap. But I actually, Jaws 2 definitely was. You scared me there for a second because I thought you were going to say they were going to do another one, and I was like, please, I'm done. I'm going to hang up my headphones.
There's
and that's it.
There's certain movies that you can do a remake or a reboot or a requel on. Jaws is not one of those movies because now, in the day and age that we live in with so much technology when it comes to effects and CGI, there's no way to do a movie, especially a shark movie, where it would have the same kind of impact that the original Jaws had. There's no way.
Yeah, no.
There's no way you can do it because everybody looking at the screen would be, this is the dumbest, fakest looking shark in the world.
Well, I mean, you have so many movies that have been produced like that. You have Sharknado. You have, what is it, Deep Water?
Deep Blue Sea.
Now, Deep Blue Sea.
Deepest bluest, my hat is like a shark fin. Deepest bluest, my hat is like a shark fin. Deepest bluest, my hat is like a shark fin.
Deep Blue Sea actually was not bad. I would have to give them...
That was a terrible movie making.
I did not think it was that bad. However...
Listen, when you kill off Samuel L. Jackson within the first 45 minutes of the movie, and it looked really bad, come on. And you're one of the sole survivors of the movie is LL Cool J, the chef.
Come on. Bird.
Yeah, come on.
Bird, come on, Bird.
Yeah, come on.
Well, okay, so that movie, and then you have what's most recent was The Meg.
The Meg.
And then now we have The Meg 2, The Trench. So those movies, obviously, we cannot do practical effects for those movies. That's
but I think with The Meg, though, The Meg is not the type of movie that's going to try and take itself seriously. It's not that. It's a popcorn. From what Jaws was based on the book, which had a serious tone.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
But I do agree that if you were to, if anybody was to ever reproduce that movie, I would quit. I would quit watching movies altogether because I think that we would have stepped into a situation where you'd have to ask yourself why. Like, why would you even touch something like that? To me, that movie is a classic. How hokey the ones after that, the fourth one, not a good look for anybody.
Yeah, that was where the Jaws roared like Godzilla.
Yes, because sharks jump and roar at the same time.
Yes.
But
Michael Caine. Gonna fly this plane, Michael Caine.
Yes.
Gonna survive the shark attack, Michael Caine.
But I think Bessie Armstrong and those type of movies. The 1 and 2 was done so well that I think that it just to reproduce that movie would be a crime.
It's almost like how the rumor of them trying to remake like Back to the Future or reboot Back to the Future. But the only way that's going to happen is when like Robert Zemeckis finally dies, because he said that is like the only way they're going to remake this movie or reboot it is when I'm dead.
Well, and even since, and this is getting off on a tangent, but like trying to reboot Back to the Future.
Yeah, how are you going to do it?
Michael J. Fox, bless his heart, he has such an issue being him now. Trying to bring him into a film.
Well, you wouldn't bring him in. You wouldn't have him come. He'd have to
have some sort of cameo in that movie.
Well, you would have to have it where it's his son. Well, actually, nowadays it's probably some woke teenager that's the main character. That's what's going to happen.
And it just by you saying that would be just
Marty, we've got to do something about the future.
And then bringing Christopher Lloyd in, that would be wrong. Like, I just can't. It's too much.
Speaking of unnecessary sequels, Hocus Pocus 3 is coming to Disney Plus. Yes.
The fuck is wrong with people?
I don't know.
The second one was horrible. What is right? I don't get it. Is Bette Midler that hard up for a role?
Is she that bored?
I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
The second one was, how are you going to continue this?
Well, remember, didn't they have a post-credit scene at the end with the witch?
Well, she came back. She left with her sisters.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, okay, so I was thinking about the other day when I saw this news story first come out.
This horrific news story?
Yes. If you're going to do a third movie, which I hope is the last of the Hocus Pocus now it's a trilogy.
God.
You bring back the original star. You bring back Thor Birch. You bring back
Omri Katz.
Omar Katz. You bring back the Vanessa, whatever her name is, that played the hot chick. You bring all three of those people back because that's the way you're going to cap off the trilogy. You have the new girl in the second one teaming up with the original stars of the original. That's the only way you're going to do it because other than that, it's going to be dumb.
Are we going to unearth Doug Jones again? Like,
well, you have to.
But my thing is like, what? Why are we ruining people's childhoods? Like, what is wrong with you?
Because
like,
that's what Disney does.
Oh God.
Yes, that's what Disney does. So be on the lookout for Hocus 3 coming to Disney Plus near you.
Thank God I canceled Disney Plus.
Yes. Well, I have it because of all the Marvel movies, and the Star Wars stuff.
That's fine.
Anyways, we'll end movie news on a melancholy note. Treat Williams passed away this past week at the age of 71. He was involved in a very bad motorcycle accident and passed away. So very melancholy trails for him. He was in a couple of horror movies. One you might Night of the Shark. Speaking of sharks,
yes.
Dead Heat, and then one of my personal favorites that. Doesn't I think gets overlooked a few times is Dead I think it's Deadly Rising or Dead Rising.
It's Dead Rising.
Dead Rising, where it's set on like a cruise ship and his band of pirates or band of like thieves go on the ship to try, and then there's like these alien creatures and stuff. Great movie. I thought it was like aliens on a ship. It was pretty good. Famke Janssen was on it too as well, but yeah.
Famke Janssen.
Although the last part of the movie when they ride off in the jet ski was kind of hokey.
I do have an unmelancholy thing real fast if we can do this. So for those who are paying attention, I did drop another giveaway just recently. We had, and I put it on the page, our YouTube and our Instagram and our Facebook page. We did have a winner of our last giveaway, which was Pumpkin Nerds. And so he was able to get that. He's actually based out of Australia. So
his name is Pumpkin Nerds?
That is his scream name is Pumpkin Nerds.
I love it. Pumpkin Nerds.
Yeah, it was great. So if you guys ever get a chance to go see his pages on Instagram, it's pumpkin_nerds.
I like Pumpkin Nerds because he gave us a really good comment.
Yes, yes, he did.
But we will not.
We won't unearth that comment.
It's a great comment, but we wouldn't want to offend anybody.
Yes, no. I do have another item that I will be going to give away here within the next couple days. I'll go ahead and drop that on Instagram and Facebook for those who would like to enter that contest. You guys have done really good so far. Guessing these questions. These questions are going to get a little hard. I'm not trying to make it easy for anybody, so we're just going to try to do a little harder questions. For those who are really, really big horror fans, will know a lot of these questions. So, congratulations to him.
All right. Well, that does it for us here. Come play with us, Danny, the horror movie review podcast. Our next episode is going to be on Pearl. We are doing Pearl.
You want to do Pearl?
Yes, because I have to air out my grievances with Pearl.
You have to. Oh God, you have to air
out my grievances with Pearl. So teaser ahead, we're doing Pearl, and it's not going to be a good one.
And apparently, there's a lot of grievances.
Yes, there's grievances. So make sure to go to our YouTube page at Come Play With Us, Danny Show. Make sure to hit the notification bell, subscribe to get notifications on when we drop a new episode. Thanks for joining in. For myself and Megan, we'll see you later on Come Play With Us, Danny. Peace.